Hi everyone, it's Plastic EP here live with the fantastic Cathy CC Carlston and our very special guest. We've got Claire Applewhite. And Claire, where are you coming in from today? Which part of the United States?
The very middle of the United States, St. Louis, Missouri.
Fantastic. We're going to have a great show, everybody, right here on Gemstars.
She's my kind of girl. She's my kind of girl. Soon you'll be close to me, 'cause you mean the most to me. You're my kind of girl. Yes, you're my kind of girl.
Well, that was quick, and it's great having you here, Claire. So, Cathy, tell us all about fantastic Claire Applewhite.
Well, Claire, she not only has a book series of suspense novels, but she also is a songwriter, and she has many accomplishments. And she's also has as a producer, Chuck Tennant of Big Fish Music. We'll talk about it more in detail. And Gary Black has also produced some of her songs, as well as Colonel Daryl Harrelson, excuse me.
Yeah.
I don't know why I said that. So Claire, we've spoken a couple times, and we're part of the Big Fish music group here. So that's pretty exciting.
Yeah.
Can you tell us how you started songwriting?
Well, I was a mystery writer, just pretty much that before then. But it occurred to me that I needed to make book trailers for these books. And so they said, that's fine, but you need original music. And so that'll be about $4,000. And I said, whoa. So I said, I need to sign up for some music composition classes. So I went to Washington University and did that. And actually, it kind of came together, music and the songs, because it's universal language. Music is. Everybody understands music, and it deepens the words, vocabulary, you know. So that's how I got started. I'm not going to pay $3,000, $4,000 for original music. I figure I could try and write it anyway. And so it's been working out pretty well. I've got 6 songs now.
That's the way to do it.
Yeah.
And Claire, may I ask you, are you looking forward to doing book signings?
Oh, I do book signings all the time.
Oh, great. That's where you are, where the people are. I love that. Getting out there where the fans are.
I want to talk to the people who read my books and see what they liked and what they didn't like about it. And what bothers me is when I go to a book signing and somebody says, just sign the book because you'll be famous someday and then I'll have your book. And well, what did you think about the characters? What did you think about the love triangle? And they said, I don't care about that. I just want you to sign the book. That really kind of disappoints me, because I feel like that's not my fan, you know. But I love it when people say, I like this character or that character. Really got into it. It happened to me, you know, something like that. That's what I want. So
it'd be great if they make the books into movies.
Yeah. Well, that's what I'm going for next. This book, The Doctor's Tale. I've got a song called Imagine Us. And Gary Black told me, he said, that's your best song. I said, well, okay. So that's Gary ought to know. Yeah, so I pretty much followed his advice all along. So Doctor's Tale turns into a movie. I've got the Imagine Us book theme, and I hope we're going for it. So we'll see.
Mm-hmm. Now tell us a little bit about working with Gary Black, because he was quite accomplished.
He was quite accomplished, and he was so humble about everything he did, and he was really a star in his own right, I think. But Chuck told me for Chuck Tennant of Big Fish Music told me when I first met him, he says, "Now, well, Gary, you won't know Gary's a famous guy because doesn't brag about himself," and that was really true. He didn't. I was thinking when I met him, I couldn't believe how humble he was for all of his accomplishments.
Now, can you just tell us a little bit of who he worked with? Because you were talking with me, and I have a little knowledge of it, but I'd like to hear it from you, the artist
Well,
that he worked with.
he and Diana Ross. He had discovered Steppenwolf along with Chuck Tenen. Um, he, I'm trying to think of the other. Oh, What a Night.
And Steven Tyler, too.
Steven Tyler, too. I mean, he knew some really famous people. Beach Boys. I mean, he just, Steven Tyler, he just didn't tell you anything. I never would have known it if Chuck hadn't told me how great he was. But then I got into technically working with him, and that was even better because he really had he really could advise you on what parts of the song to carry on and what to write another verse. And he was just really a master at what he did. I miss him.
Yeah, I miss him too. Yeah, I was one of the last people to talk to him, so that was kind of sad. But when the songs go to the moon, including yours and mine, and Gary will have a good seat wherever he's at.
Sometimes I go out with Gary and Chuck, and the two of them, they fight like two old married people. they were really funny together, but Chuck was just the opposite of Gary. It's hard to believe how they worked together all those years, but they were just a perfectly matched pair. I came to advising him with his songs, so I miss him.
Yeah, we all miss him. But can you tell me about, you worked with an American Idol contestant. Can you tell us about that?
Yes, he was one of the finalists the year that Carrie Underwood won, I think. So it's about 10 years ago. But I'm not sure I know too much about. He's just an acquaintance of mine, But he was very disappointed that he didn't go any further than that. But he quit, And I think you can't do that in the arts, You can't say, well, they didn't do it 10 years ago, so I won't try again now. You got to keep trying. That's what makes it hard. But I think that's what makes it such a gift when you finally make it, if you make it.
What was the song? What was the song that he sang or performed?
The letter. My baby, she wrote me a
Box
letter.
Tops.
Box Top, right. That was the song that he sang. And,
Great song.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Glenn, where do you get most of your ideas for your books?
Wow. I write all genres, so I guess it has to be something or a person that catches my attention. About a dilemma that I don't know what to do about it, or somebody that I meet that I can't get out of my mind, and I put them in a situation and it's almost like having your characters meet each other at a dinner party, and they all get together and they mish and mash, and pretty soon you've got a book. So that's my book, The Doctor's Tale, was a good example. This woman had been diagnosed with a terminal disease, and her husband was having an affair. And that particularly caught me because I thought, well, what would I do in that situation? What's right, what's wrong? And so that was also based on my husband's experiences as a medical student. So it was personal, quite personal. But that's where I get my ideas, things like that. But there's really no right.
We'll just continue. As I said, the fact is, where do you like recording? Where do you record most of your songs?
We have a studio here. I used to do it with Gary, long distance actually, although I've been out to meet him several times in Los Angeles. But I record most of my songs in this local studio here called Clayton Studios. But then Gary would buff them up when I got it. He got it. But, he was such an inspiration to me, I can't even tell you. But
I'm just saying, with songwriting yourself, do you actually hear the music first, or do you get the words first, or you get them both together, or do you like
Mostly-
just taking your time and the song just formulates? What's your songwriting perspective?
Oh, I knew you were going to ask me that. It's just in each one's different.
Yeah,
Something hits me like year my mom died, I guess. I wrote Mama Listen. Something like that happens to you, and it's a universal experience. We all lose people we love. And that's where that book came, that song came from. It was hard to write, but the words were easy to write, and the songs was hard to write. I guess it depends on what I'm writing about, That was losing my mother,
I understand.
at Christmas time. So, I mean, it's, that's an idea. But then you have happy songs too, Like, I have a beach song. It's similar to the Beach Boys, I guess, something they would sing. So
That's great. What's that one called?
Why Should I?
And I'd say,
Why
mate, your songs are on all platforms like iTunes and Amazon and all that. They're out now
Yeah,
to the world.
not all of them. Well, I just recently cut this one I sent to the link to Cece. There's 6 songs on there, instrumentals and vocals for each one. So and there's one called Night Rain, where it's a lot of, this is influenced by the 40s songs. I'm like heavily influenced by the 40s. I'm the noir style of mysteries. It came out in that time. It's a very that black and white like noir style. It really appeals to me. So that's what influences me mostly now.
That's great. It's good that you draw influences from music from before, because I mean, music comes to people different ways. I mean, songs come to me when I'm driving the car. I've had songs when I'm doing something. It's just having that ability to try and formulate a song and then getting it out. And once you get it out, I mean, isn't that one of the greatest feelings in the world once your song's completed?
It was. And you might often wonder, people say, well, where did that come from? Well, I can't really tell you where it came from. It's somebody that impressed me, or somebody like a certain, I talked to Chuck one day about Deborah Harry, and he said, people don't know her. They don't know how hard she works. And I think that's true. A lot of people see these songs and you just popped them up, but they're very hard work to produce just even one song. I couldn't get over how hard it was to get first song out and the second, third. Each one's different. It's got its own personality, like a child.
No. What you say is actually true. And I've got to say, regarding songwriting, I'm just saying, for me, it came at a very young age, and the question was, can I write a song? That's the first question. Can I then record a song? And then how good is my song? And the problem is, as you write the songs actually get better. And the more you write, the more they come. I mean, this is what it's all about, sharing the music with the world. Don't you agree, Cathy?
Oh, definitely. Songwriting is such a craft. And I commend you, Claire. I mean, you told me that you started off when you were younger playing the piano, and then you even improved on that before you started writing songs and having them produced.
It's almost like, how can you not write the song if it's part of you? It's got to come out, and whether anybody likes it or not, really. I said to myself, it doesn't really matter, does it? And no one else in the world likes it. It's just your song, it's your contribution to the world. And I think when we leave the world, we hope we'd leave something behind that's part of us. And that's what I hope with myself anyway. So the world a little better than when I first got here. So,
well, the songs live forever. That's basically it.
Yeah, they do. That's the thing. And happy birthdays. And I heard the most sung song. It's surprised me. take me out to the ball game. You know, some of these things I just didn't realize would.
It's like Paul McCartney. He rolled out of bed and he had Yesterday. He
Yeah,
went to the piano, and then he had to ask everybody, have you heard this before? This song. Is it my song? And then he knew it was his song.
you know,
Amazing stories when you write songs, seriously.
they said he doesn't even read music.
He just got it.
Yeah. And
Wow.
so, yes, I didn't know you could do that without reading music. You know, but Chuck used to tell me there's lots of people who can't read music. They write songs. I don't get that, how that works. How can you not write
Just
music?
comes to the head and they just got a natural ability. The Beatles,
Yeah.
that's what it is.
Yeah.
And as I said,
Now,
the more
Claire,
songs
you
you
were
write, the easier it is.
Yeah, Claire, you were talking that some of your songs are just instrumental and some have vocals. So that's great that you did both ways. And did you talk about your books, your book series? Like you have four, is it 4 books in your book series?
Yeah, it was based on Vietnam. A Vietnam vet that I knew that didn't feel comfortable talking about his experience, even though versus my father-in-law who was in World War II, and he was very comfortable talking about his experience every Sunday. So, you know, these people, this is where this series came from. This guy came back from Vietnam, and they were told not to talk about it at all. Like this is an example of something that bothered me. Why would Vietnam vet talk about it? Not be urged not to talk about it. And World War II vet was talk about it all the time. They both gave their lives for their country. What's the difference? You know, but that's where that series came from. And there's 4 detective series, and I made the vet the detective, and so then I wrote songs to go with those books, because I thought it would help clarify the issues, and it does. You know, if you can get it right. It's amazing to me how just a little bitty change can affect everything. You know, like I've got a book out now called "A Piece of My Heart," and based on that Janis Joplin song, take a piece of my heart. You know, I don't know how to explain, but you just put a piece of my heart, take the A out. It sounds totally different, piece of my heart, than versus a piece of my heart. I thought, you know, that's an example of songwriting. Just a little bitty change like that, so a little bitty tweak changes everything.
Amazing.
So what style is your genre?
Well, I would say it's noir style. I like that a lot, because it reflects the way the sadness the individual goes through, and nobody around him cares or knows. And so much, I think that's so much of life. And we don't put ourselves in the people's shoes often enough. If we did, we'd know that they're going through a lot too. Even if they're mean and yelling at you, I think people who are doing that are the most scared. Don't you?
I agree. I'm a veteran as well as my sister, and we come from a veteran family, so we really appreciate you honoring things like that. Thank you so much.
What were they in? What were they?
Well,
in?
my dad and my grandfather was in World War II, and then my brother joined, and my sister and I joined together. So.
Oh, you joined together?
After Vietnam, we were like a year after, you know, but we still got some of the benefits of the Vietnam War, which was wonderful, you know, that we got that.
Well, there was so much. I think so much coming out now. The generation is finally opening up about what really went on over there during that time, and you know, it's kind of hard to face, but there it is. We got to face it. I hope that every war has lessons to learn. I guess. Hope if we have another one, we'll learn something from that. I hope we don't have another one. But
Yeah, I. Mhm.
Yeah, Claire,
Yeah.
we gotta tell everybody now where they can get your books and your music from. I take it it's from all the major platforms out there on the net
Yeah.
at the moment, and hopefully you'll be doing book signings soon. I take it once this pandemic opens up a little bit more.
That has really been a kind of a putting a fence around my work. I haven't been able to get out there. People don't want to touch anything, and in fact, they don't even want you to sign your books, you know. So it's kind of a problem. But you know, I used to serve refreshments at all my book signings too, and I can't do that either. So, you know, it's kind of it changes the whole don't get too close to me type of attitude. I don't. That's exactly what I'm trying to not have happen. You know, so it's kind of a.
Hopefully things open up and things get better, and you get back to doing book signings and getting out there amongst the public.
I hope that day comes, but I'm worried that it's ruined forever. But I guess it won't be. You know, they say that the art is reflected in the people's way you express yourself in a book is reflected in the culture of the times, and I think we certainly have that happen. There's a lot of anger in Missouri in songs here. I don't know, but do you see anger? You are in Australia.
I'm in Australia.
Do you see a lot of anger in the songs that are being played?
Here in Australia, as I said to you, it's like I can't explain it to you. We're like away from everybody here. We just sort of like we got our own little island here. We just basically, you know, it's like thank God we're away from everybody. We just are. We just got our own little world down here. That's the way I see it. I mean, everybody just wants to, you know, just try and get on with their life and adapt. It's all about adapting, isn't it? We can only hope for the best.
Yeah. You have much of a military influence down there?
Military influence, plastic?
Yeah.
Well, the military influence is, as I said, we just leave it to the government. It's like we wake up every day and where we are, you got to understand we're very outdoor people here. You know what I mean? The Australian people love the outdoors. We wake up and we think about, are we going to the beach or are we going to the bush or we're going for a picnic? You know, we don't wake up every day thinking we're going to get invaded. You know, we just like carry on our lives here. No, I'm being honest. It's like we wake up and we just want to enjoy the days and our lifestyle. Our lifestyle here, I can't explain to you what it's like, you know. Like if you want a coffee, you don't have to go to Italy to get the best coffee. If you want a pizza, you don't have to go to Italy to get the best pizza. If you want to go to your local shops, you go to your local shops. I can't explain it. We may be like up to date with the world, but we've got our own certain lifestyle down here, and it's very multicultural. I can tell you now, everybody in the world wants to live in Australia. There's no doubt about that. It's just our lifestyle.
What do you think is the best part of living in Australia?
Freedom.
Freedom. Yeah. You have many.
It's the freedom that we get here.
Thank you, Claire, because I know so many veterans have PTSD, and you know, you're doing great honoring them. You know, thank you very much.
Again, I was trying to shine the light on people I knew that had that and still do, and you know, they're never going to be the same. And I think we forget that their lives are never going to be the same. We go on with our lives, and everything's the same, but not with them. So.
Right.
My daughter.
Now, if you can just give us some links, Claire.
Thank you. It's very commendable. And
if you can just give us some links, Claire, to your books and the music now, it's been a fascinating show. We appreciate you coming on.
Thank you. I appreciate you having me.
Yeah, where can we get
my website?
Where can we get your?
My website is Claire Applewhite at Gmail. No.
ClaireApplewhite.com?
Yes. ClaireApplewhitewrites.com. ClaireApplewhitewrites.com. Yes.
Okay,
And I
we're going
take
to
it
have the
some of your
links.
music is there.
I'm on Facebook as well.
That's great. Well, I just like to thank you for coming on the show, Claire. It's been our pleasure coming on Gemstars. And as I said, everybody out there, continue watching Gemstars. Got some fascinating guests, and we appreciate your time today. Thank you again, Claire, too.
Thank you. Thank you
And
very much.
Cathy.
Continued success.
Thank you. Thank you. I do appreciate it.
Yep. We wish you all the success in the world, Claire. Thanks again.
Thank you. Bye-bye.